You shot a spec ad for Adidas Originals and JD Sports, going for concept ideation to post-production in less than 2 weeks with no budget. Let's reflect on how this project worked.
Yeah, I'm scared. I know the commercial exists now, but it had to come from your mind. It didn't exist before you even thought of it or anything. So I think that's where we start when it comes to creating this. How do you feel like you got to that place where you felt like I need to do this immediately?
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of urgency behind this spec because this year we took on a lot of that wasn't as fulfilling. That's what we call in the industry money jobs. It's the jobs that pay the bills, but they don't always come with that creative fulfillment.
Yeah.
And it felt like I had that burning desire to create something that represented us from a cinematography standpoint, a storytelling standpoint, and something that felt like viral at the heart of it.
Yeah.
And in terms of coming up with the idea, it was a situation where we had a client that we had pitched for. We pitched a bunch of ideas. Ultimately, they weren't feeling the ideas, and I decided, well, we have great ideas. Let's utilize one of them and make something. And the only thing is, it was like the last week of summer. Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a joke. I didn't realize it was happening until it actually started, until we got on our morning meeting. And immediately after, we had messaged maybe like 15 people in that meeting itself. That's when I was like, oh, like, if I've now told people,
Yeah.
it's real.
It's a thing.
It's a thing now. And it's like, it was crazy how it all started to unfold. It was almost like it was just meant to be, because it wasn't an idea that we were going to let slip. Because that's what happens with ideas and concepts. We, like, as creatives, like, we have a million of them, you know, like, not everything actually comes into real life. But for this one to be chosen, for us to be like, no, we're going to take it seriously and we're going to actually get this through, because client work was drowning us. Like, I was really happy about that. But I didn't realize what was going on until it started actually happening.
It definitely happened quick. And the reason we had 2 weeks is because our main talent was going to be flying out to Japan shortly after, like a couple days after we were scheduled to shoot. So we had to plan everything from scratch in 2 weeks. And it added a lot. So why is it important to make a spec commercial in 2025? What about it is... like, what doors can it open, or can it even open any doors? What's the importance of creating a spec commercial?
I think spec commercials are extremely important, but it's something I definitely had to learn. Just like off the introduction of spec, I might have not actually completely believed in the concept, but being very immersed in the world of commercial work now, spec work sells, and it really is the driving point that allows you to showcase how you're different from other production companies, because you live in Toronto. It's a very creatively driven city, and everybody does exceptionally well. And it's gonna be hard for you to set yourself apart when you're just working for clients and the concept is all decided for you, and you really just you roll with their punches, right? And we love that, but because of who Vero Media is, it's nice that we get to put our Vero Media twist onto these concepts and these ideas, because it's not like we made a brand out of thin air, right? We did something for JD Sports and Adidas. So, and we did it in a way that they would use it, but with Vero sprinkled all over it. So I think spec work is so important for finding our own voices in the commercial scene.
Yeah, I agree. I think for people that are out there, it's of course great to get client projects and to make money doing filmmaking, but the majority of us, if not all of us, are in here as well because we love the process of creating and bringing ideas to life. And sometimes with client work, what happens is you're not able to create the things you want to. What spec work allows is, for one thing, it's a creative outlet, right? It allows you to create the work you want to see for yourself, a representative of you. It can be a great calling card for the work that you want to get hired for. So for instance, if you want to make a certain type of commercial and you're creating a spec around that style of commercial, and when you put it out, that also signals to others that this is what you want to get hired for and this is the work you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
And lastly, I think it helps you connect with others. When you bring other people on your spec, it allows you to work with others in a different capacity. It also shows you, especially if you have a production company, shows you who you work well with and who you can bring back for future roles. So there's a lot that comes out of spec work, and I think it's a great way to brand yourself as well. We're big believers on we only post the things that we want to get hired for. So we do corporate work and interview stuff and events and stuff like that, but that's not what we put out to the public. What we put out is our commercial work, our dot work, and our spec work, which is indicative of those.
Another reason why I think spec work is important outside of what it'll do for us in monetary gain or just creative gain is more about what it does for us in our own confidence of putting out work. Because putting out something at this quality with little to no budget, like, it's almost making me feel like the worlds could be ours. You know what I mean? Like in a subtle way, like not in this like crazy like I'm the best ever to do, but to reinforce that you are capable because you showed yourself that you're able is such a great feeling. And spec work does that for you because you're able to think of something and for it to come to life is crazy. It really is crazy. Like, it's a feeling that I can't actually describe until you're living in it, you know? So spec work does a really good job at pushing you creatively, like, because you're only going to get better from this, right? Production, pre-production, post-production, and production-wise, right?
Yeah, spec work does definitely push you creatively, mentally. It allows you to also make mistakes.
Right?
It allows you to make mistakes so that you learn from them, and then when you're doing that said thing for a client, you know what to do and not to do. And so I think, yeah, spec work is so important in 2025. And any point, doesn't matter what the year is or where you are in your career, I think whether you're a beginner or intermediate or you've been doing projects for 30 years, I think spec work helps keep that creativity flowing, but also keeps you, showcasing the stuff that you want to put out into the.
Yeah. Spec work is also such a great way to build your crew on something that you're working for yourself. Although you still want the roles to be fulfilled correctly, it's a lot more pressure on crew when the client is paying for it, right? Because we can be in charge of ourselves, but it really is a situation where you have to trust your crew. And right here on spec projects, you're building that trust, because when you go into a larger production that is backed by clients, we know that this is our person for that role, right? So like spec work is a great time to build those relationships with crew and show crew, hey, this is what we were able to do on low budget to no budget. And so when the client work comes, you know that this crew member is also going to trust you and trust your idea and your concept because they know you're going to like actually